Simon, let's say you were still at the top of the house at Crystal Palace. In view of what has happened today, United, Liverpool, City, Chelsea, Spurs and Arsenal all saying we're off and we've signed up to the European Super League.
Yep.
If you were the man at the top of Palace today, would you be getting in front of a media presence today to say, all right, I for one push back in those 6?
Of course. You'd be. I'd for one would be turning around and say, well, go on then. Go on then, but you can't play in the Premier League. So whatever you're gaining over there, you're going to lose quite a significant amount of loss over here. We realise there's a trade-off to be had, but there's a trade-off in football full stop. Wages are too high. We need to get control of the finances anyway. So let's just push back and say, okay, if you think that's the answer for you guys, right, and you think you can keep on leveraging us, you can keep on threatening us with this breakaway, you can keep on driving down the rights that we're getting and upping your ante and putting out nonsense like the big picture scenario, which is all about a land grab for you guys. I tell you what, why don't you go then? Don't play in the Premier League. We'll take the 150 million quid that you get back from that and take that away from you, right? And you go, but they won't do that, United and Manchester City and Liverpool, because they want to be able to play domestic football because they realise it's the launch pad, and they also want to play in this European Super League that currently is in a format that doesn't work. But what they really, really want is they want to be able to control the amount of money that they're getting to increase their revenues. And they believe they can do it better than UEFA.
So they want the cake and eat it, really.
Yeah, but what we don't like and what we shouldn't like and what no one should like is the current mechanisms are being deployed. And the reasons why it's being deployed, and you mustn't lose sight of this, is because the Americans that are running the big clubs in this country see a sports franchise and they go, bang, we must make money. We must focus on how we make money and how we're going to achieve this. And one of the things that you do is you eliminate uncertainty. So if we remove the lack of qualification or relegation, we know that we've got a guarantee. Now, that flies in the face of every single thing that made our football unique enough to dominate the world's domestic leagues with the Premier League. So the Americans are looking at it
from a business
backside
model,
about
makes
face.
sense.
It doesn't, right? Because ultimately they're forgetting the fact that the domestic landscape and the Netflix of football opportunities that are there that are far greater than this are something they should be doing. With the greatest will in the world to the skies of the world that lit the blue touch paper that monetised football, they can do it even better. If the Premier League were to do its own broadcast proposition and to take its rights back and monetise it, they would dwarf even these ideas. And JP Morgan and guys like this are all over it. I sat with other football club owners who you know and put a package together to try and bail out the EFL. Right? And JP Morgan are all over this stuff. So believe me that this is real. Believe me that they can do it. But there's many a slip twixt cup and lip. And what the Premier League are doing, going, right, enough now. Here's what you can't do. You can't do this, and you can't do that, and you can't do the other, right? So we're being told right now what these guys think they can do and how they think they can do it and how much it's worth, and it's probably very real, right? But there's many different obstacles they've got to get over. And what football is doing across the pantheon of leagues is going, just hold on a cotton-picking minute, you guys. Don't get too ahead of yourselves, right? Here's the reality of what the consequences were. And then what will happen is all the wagons will recircle again, and you'll get back around the table and people will find a solution. It's ugly, it's unedifying, but do you know what? When you make an omelette, you break eggs. How do you think the Premier League got formed? Yeah. Do you think all the other 72 clubs outside of the Premier League went, what's going on
I agree
here?
with that, but I'll talk about my club, Liverpool, and they have to be very, very careful, the owners, because walking up to Anfield and thinking they're part of this wonderful family and they've had success because we're in charge and we've put this in and we've put that in, that'll come tumbling down quite quickly if they carry on down this path, and they think they can turn up at Anfield and not be in the same position at the West Ham owners, if not worse, and be alienated from the club quite quickly. More quickly than they come into the club, they'll be done. Now, they may think they're not because they're powerful and they've got the money, but I'm telling you, they won't be there long if they feel that the intimidation and the disgruntlement of the Liverpool supporters. I'm telling you that now.
Well, let's pick up on that point, Danny. Fans of United, Liverpool, Chelsea, City, Arsenal and Spurs, how do you honestly feel this lunchtime about your club signing up to the Super League?